Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Ji, Honorable External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar Ji, members of the Advisory Board, Shri Baba Kalyani Ji, and Adil Bhai, Jinul Bhai. It is indeed a great privilege for me to welcome you all on the first edition of this important conclave. A lot of things are happening this week with AI Impact Summit in Delhi and President Macron's visit in Mumbai. It is indeed heartening to see that all of you have come here. It is also our great privilege, and we are blessed with the message of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. In spite of his busy schedule, he has conveyed his best wishes, which I plan to read it for you. Prime Minister's message. I am pleased to learn about the inaugural Global Economic Cooperation GEC conference organized by Future Economic Cooperation Council, FECC, in partnership with Ministry of External Affairs and Government of Maharashtra. The conference, to be held annually, marks an important step towards facilitating a deeper international economic dialogue at a time when rapid changes are sweeping across the globe. A high-level platform for wider international collaboration, this conference brings together ministers, senior policymakers, leading economists, global business leaders, investors, and strategic delegates from across sectors at the intersection of policy innovation and economic possibility. As the world looks for steady leadership in uncertain times, India stands out as a beacon of hope, delivering practical, scalable solutions to shared global challenges, even as it sustains the rare balance of high growth and low inflation. One of the defining challenges of our era is to taking welfare to the maximum number of people, leaving none behind, and achieving this efficiently. India has transformed this ambition into reality through world-class digital public infrastructure, ensuring that welfare benefits reach citizens with a single click, transparency, and accountability. India today is the fastest growing major economy, with sustainability embedded at the core of its progress. Non-fossil fuel sources account for over 50% of installed energy capacity, making India among the first major nations to achieve this. Solar capacity has extended over 40-fold since 2014, while wind energy and EV revolution have gathered remarkable momentum. India's growth story is not only rapid, but it is green, inclusive, and designed for scale. The models emerging here after adaptable pathways that are replicable for nations worldwide. The country's rise in manufacturing and sunrise sectors further strengthens its sustainability agenda. India is now world's second largest mobile manufacturer. Now the nation is diversifying into sunrise sectors such as semiconductors and rare earths, signaling a decisive push towards self-reliance, innovation, deeper integration into global value chains. In this context, global collaboration is an imperative. This platform offers an opportunity to learn from diverse development journeys, exchange proven best practices, and build a shared understanding. As the world rethinks supply chain resilience and reliability, India is uniquely positioned to reinforce trust, stability, and shared prosperity across borders. India has also evolved into confident and credible voice of a global South, shaping conversations and contributing to a more balanced and inclusive order. Through its diverse participation and forward-looking agenda, the inaugural GEC conference can be a vital bridge between economies, connecting ideas, capital, innovation, and laying a foundation for a more cooperative and interconnected global economic future. Best wishes for successful and result-oriented deliberations at the conference of GEC. Narendra Modi. Thank you. Thank you very much. I also take opportunity to introduce our board of advisors, without whose able guidance we would not have been successful in organizing this event at such a short notice. Sri Adil Jinul Bhai is a very well-known business icon. He was also leading a personality for Quality Council of India, as well as the Capacity Building Commission of India under Narendra Modi's leadership. Sri Baba Kalyani ji, the Chairman and Managing Director of Bharat Forge. Sri Anand Mahindra ji from Mahindra and Mahindra Chairman. And last but not least is a leading legal expert, Cyril Shroff ji. So with this I request Sri Baba Kalyani ji to give his opening remarks. Thank you very much.
Good morning, all of you. Honorable Devendraji Fadnavis, Chief Minister of Maharashtra and the Chief Patron of Future Economic Cooperation Council, FECC, Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, Honorable External Affairs Minister, Government of India, Your Excellencies, senior diplomats, visiting foreign delegates, illustrious members from the financial services, economists, bankers, industry colleagues in the audience, Sri Vijay Chauthaiwala ji is the driving force behind this conclave, Ms. Priyam Gandhi Modi, Kaustubh Davse, and our other advisor members. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first extend a very warm welcome to the visiting foreign delegates and international guests representing various nationalities to today's Global Economic Summit here in the vibrant city of Mumbai. I also take this opportunity to convey my heartiest congratulations to our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Devendraji Fadnavis. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra Sri Fadnavis has been a high achiever all throughout his life, a visionary with exceptional energy and a rare administrator with an ability to get complex projects executed ahead of promised time. That's why you see so many new infrastructure projects happening in Mumbai, and Mumbai now becoming a much more livable city. Over the past few years, he has transformed the state of Maharashtra with rapid execution of modern infrastructure projects, the coastal road in Mumbai, the expressway between Nagpur and Mumbai, the airport at Navi Mumbai, amongst many others. And the biggest credit to him is many of these projects have been under discussion for 30 years. He is the one who took it on and delivered it in a very short period of time. So it's a great kudos to our Honorable Chief Minister. While in the previous years the focus was on improving connectivity of Mumbai and Maharashtra by conceptualizing the Future Economic Cooperation Council, the visionary in Devendra Fadnavis ji is now aiming at strengthening the global connectivity by connecting Maharashtra with India and with the whole world and the global south. On behalf of FECC, I must also thank Honorable Dr. Jaishankar our Foreign Minister, the Ministry of External Affairs, for partnering with us to organize this first edition of the Global Economic Cooperation Summit 2026. I'm meeting you almost after a year, and yes, it seems like we are meeting in a whole new era. But amid this tumultuous and highly unpredictable geopolitical order, I must say your voice, Dr. Jaishankar, resonates with every common Indian and offers us the much-needed strategic clarity and, more importantly, the confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with citing the principal narrative that emerged from the two major geopolitical platforms that were covered over the last 1 month. The World Economic Forum in Davos in January, and just concluded in the last few days, the Munich Security Conference held in Munich. This validates that we are indeed dwelling through some truly volatile and interesting times. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, the most interesting speech I heard was from the Canadian Prime Minister, Mike Carney, who stated that we are not witnessing just a transition, but a rupture of the global order. And he predicts the rise of the middle order and middle powers is the fundamental of our future economic trajectory. Vijayji, I must compliment you for the theme of today's conference, Anantayam, which means infinite opportunities and infinite possibilities. Anantayam means infinite. With the recent US-EU trade deals and the impending IMEC corridor, India is best poised to assume its imprint on the global economic landscape as a connector economy. India will grow, but along with growth will bring much needed resilience to global value chains. India shall offer capacities, capabilities, and resources. India will offer speed and agility, scale and competitiveness. We therefore invite you all to collaborate, cooperate, co-create, and co-develop with us. Representing the Future Economic Cooperation Council, I once again humbly take this opportunity to invite you all to participate in our mission to advance global economic cooperation by promoting free trade, investment flows, and resilient economic partnerships, enabling an inclusive and sustainable global order. Over the next couple of days, the thematic sessions have been crafted on some very pertinent topics to engage the delegates in productive discussions and discourse around the corridor century, economic sovereignty, and the AI future and capital flows. I'm certain that you will find this first edition of the GE 2026 very engaging. I wish you all the very best, and thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your foresight and for your valuable words, and also setting the tone for what's in store for us all across these 3 days. In fact, your words also represent the quiet power of India that is truly global and future-ready. With that, ladies and gentlemen, and our esteemed guests, it's now time to hear from someone who stands as a voice of pragmatic realism in an era of shifting alliances and bold new narratives. A scholar, a strategist who serves as India's Minister for External Affairs. Please put your hands together to welcome Dr. S. Jaishankar.
Chief Minister, Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji, Dr. Vijay Chathawale ji, Shri Baba Kalyani ji, Shri Adil Zainul Bhai ji, friends, distinguished delegates, it's a great pleasure to join you all at the inauguration of this conclave on global economic cooperation. I commend FECC, the government of Maharashtra, and you, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis ji, personally for this initiative. Recent developments, both in the world and in India itself, make this deliberation timely and appropriate, particularly in India's financial capital, Mumbai. Today, there are 4 broad propositions that I would like to share with you. 1, the world has entered a volatile and uncertain era, possibly the most turbulent in living memory. Long-standing assumptions and expectations have now become questionable. Key dimensions are transforming simultaneously, be they strategic, political, economic, or technological. 2, solutions lie in de-risking and diversifying across multiple domains. This approach is increasingly visible in the policy of nations as much as in the choices of enterprises. But despite the challenges, we must search for opportunities and solutions, infinite or otherwise. 3, India's response is to further build national capabilities, address growth challenges comprehensively, and deal with both short-term issues and long-term prospects. The Reform Express will continue to roll on. This has implications both on the supply and the demand side. And 4, from a position of strength, India is engaging international partners more intensively. This is demonstrated in recently concluded trade deals. We will also be more salient in the global calculus on production, on services, technology, skills, and talent. Let me now come back to the state of the world. The established global order is clearly changing before our very eyes. Replacements are hard to create, and we appear to be headed for a long twilight zone. This will be messy, risky, unpredictable, perhaps even dangerous. We have already seen this across different geographies. Aspects of the present order will coexist with elements of the emerging one. Economics will give way to politics and to security when it comes to making choices. And technology in the age of AI will be even more transformative than ever before. Friends, there are 6 notable features of the current international scenario. 1, the US is determined to re-industrialize at any cost. This is central to its tech future. 2, China's manufacturing and export focus continues unabated and may even expand. 3, technology competition is intensifying and polarizing. 4, energy trade flows are being significantly redefined. 5, new mindsets are encouraging greater risk-taking, including through military means. And 6, migration and even mobility are getting contentious. Now, each nation and each society will respond as per their interests and calculations. In the case of India, my colleague, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharamanji, stressed as recently as 2 days ago in Munich. And she said that the nimbleness and practicality of our domestic policy responses has actually enabled India to navigate these choppy waters. Similarly, nurturing multiple partnerships in the foreign policy domain has maintained our international positioning. Let me also add that in these tumultuous times, political continuity and political stability have an even greater premium. This has allowed India to carry out bold reforms, even in complicated times. In contrast, many others are today in a defensive crouch. Let me now turn to de-risking. Lessons from COVID and from conflicts in Ukraine and West Asia, Middle East, they have already raised awareness about the fragility of our supply chains. Concentration of production has been one key factor, limitations of connectivity another. Sharper political competition has enhanced both aspects. We are today witnessing weaponization of production, weaponization of finance, leveraging of market shares, and tightening of export controls. To add to all of this, there are now uncertainties on the demand side due to application of bilateral tariffs. We are no longer concerned just about crisis situations, but day-to-day commerce as well. So the argument for de-risking across the entire spectrum, from sourcing to production and to markets, that argument is becoming more compelling by the day. In this overall context, countries are increasingly getting concerned about ensuring food, health, and energy security. As a major food producer, this also means, for a country like India, it also means fertilizer security. Given the prevailing uncertainties, it is natural to pursue diversification in different domains. The triangulation of availability, costs, and risks have become the decision matrix. There will also be areas like critical minerals where stronger international collaboration is necessary to ensure required access. Now, that said, economic security is best served through stronger self-reliance and more trusted partners. This is particularly so in respect of large nations like India. In a globalized world, the two goals are actually sides of the same coin. Greater capabilities attract more partnerships, which in turn reinforce such resilience. As a market economy, political democracy, and as an open society, like-minded partners would see particular value in the success of India. We will not only contribute to global growth, but also to global stability, predictability, and trust. So how does India best do that? As an overall strategy, by steadily expanding its comprehensive national power in the coming decades. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has declared our national goal to be Viksit Bharat, that is developed India, by 2047, which is the centenary of our independence. Now, there are multiple dimensions of that journey, and these must not be perceived as choices. India has to do both manufacturing and services, industry and agriculture, core and advanced technology, hard and soft infrastructure, innovation and scaling up, evolution and leapfrogging, enabling environment and focused initiatives. In fact, when it comes to debates on economic strategy, all of the above is probably the right answer. Achieving that requires constant progress in the ease of doing business and ease of living, and pursuing inclusive and people-centric policies. It is no surprise that these are actually the government's key priorities. Infrastructure constraints, and Baba Kalyani spoke even about Maharashtra and Mumbai in this regard. Infrastructure constraints have long been the bane of the Indian economy. It is one that is specially emphasized by investors. In the last 12 years, there has been tremendous progress in bridging these gaps. Whether it is highways or railways, aviation or ports, energy or waterways, we have truly seen impressive achievements. These have certainly improved the landscape for ease of doing business and obviously will continue to do so. Soft infrastructure has been keeping pace, including in health, education and skilling. Digital public infrastructure has actually been the real game changer, facilitating better governance and effective socio-economic delivery. The basics of nutrition, health, housing, electricity, water, literacy and connectivity have become much more widely accessible. Educational institutions have actually doubled in this period, even as social indices have risen markedly. The cumulative impact of these autonomous happenings has made it much easier today to realize our true potential. Friends, we all clearly recognize that our lives are going to be more intensively saturated by technology. To ensure its interests and make its contribution, India is accelerating its industrialization. The focus on Make in India has been extended to cover research, design, innovate, and co-create in India. It is only by maintaining a broad industrial base that India can generate its own technologies. This is also a moment to leapfrog. We have the talent, we have the ambition, and we have the determination to embrace advanced technologies to that end. So whether it is playing catch-up or treading uncharted paths, a range of new initiatives are underway. These cover semiconductors to microelectronics, defense to space, drones to shipping, or renewables, and most of all, AI. That the recently presented budget shone the spotlight specially on biopharma, nuclear energy, and critical minerals is a sign of the times. A technology-driven world will naturally also be a talent-driven one. In the recent past, the flow of skills and talent across the world has been a powerful driver of economic growth. While irregular migration has created a backlash in some societies, these realities of demand and supply cannot be disregarded. However, they can and they do take new manifestations. The proliferation of global capability centers is noteworthy, and India's relevance to the international economy has actually found one more avenue. In fact, in a much broader way, our favorable demographics are encouraging a larger and more substantive Indian participation in the global workforce. And India with greater capabilities and with greater confidence, is understandably negotiating mutually beneficial arrangements with more partners. This year alone, we have the FTA with the European Union and a trade deal with the United States. Last year, it was the United Kingdom, EFTA, New Zealand, and Oman. And before that, there was UAE, Australia, and Mauritius. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal and his team have shown great perseverance and tremendous commitment in securing greater market access for Indian products and services abroad while protecting our sensitive sectors. Quite apart from its growth and employment benefits at home, it helps address the de-risking challenge by presenting Indian options as part of a global solution. Friends, the last decade has seen our nation choose a definitive direction, not once, but 3 times. People have preferred solutions over slogans, delivery over promises, efficiency over leakage, and good governance over mismanagement. New India is symbolized by 5G technology, moon landing, Vande Bharat trains, UPI cashless payments, and mass-scale vaccine production, to name just a few milestones. Equally important, this India has a people-centric approach that is expressed in its promotion of financial inclusion, in saturation of socio-economic benefits, and the manner in which we are approaching AI. It has been an empowering period that has left us optimistic about achieving the goal of Viksit Bharat. It has also created a foundation for India to emerge as a credible and reliable international partner in this age of uncertainty. I'm confident that this sentiment will only grow further in times to come, and I thank this conclave for promoting that in India. Thank you very much for your attention.